First of all, thank you everyone for being here. I know it's been a rough week, full of information, full of networking, and full of parties, so I appreciate you being here. My name is José, I'm Colombian Dutch. My story starts way back. When I was 16, I started a hosting company. And during COVID, I thought, you know, it's time to take a break. I want to go to the mountains, I want to go to a forest, and I want to build something. Bought some land, got some tools. It was cheaper than therapy in the Netherlands anyhow. And I started building a cabin in the woods in the worst time possible. In the winter, no experience. I've never done something like this before. And after when it was done, I didn't know what to do with it. What do you do with a cabin? No, you cannot leave it there, people will break it. So I put it on Airbnb just before I wanted to go back home and I wanted to continue my life. And then some Ukrainian lady booked it. She came with very high heels, a low BMW. And I thought, someone is paying for this piece of trash. That's amazing. And then I thought, you know, let me see this through. Let me stay a little bit longer in Bansko. There is a Nomad community, it's amazing. Let's see what we can do with it. And I started to experiment. I started to do the same things that I learned in the hosting company. You know, let's do A/B testing. Let's see what the data say. Let's see what people think about this. And slowly the place started to become more full and full. And now for the past 2 years, we've been booked from Monday to Monday, 97% occupancy rate, which is amazing, right? I mean, it has no electricity, has a bad road, no water, no septic. It's the worst place to rent on Airbnb. I don't have any of the amenities that people say, or traditional real estate say, that you have to do. Yeah. Before we start, I want to know who's here in the audience a little bit. You know, raise your hand. Have you already invested in real estate? Do you have any real estate? Oh, a lot. Planning to invest in the next 2 years? Cool. And who's just curious, exploring, seeing what's happening? 2 people. All right, 3. A good tip is if you write before a presentation what you want to learn from it, it's a good filter because there's a lot of information here if you want to retain it. This is a good tip that I hear from someone once and I did it and it works good. So my goal here is to show you how traditional real estate doesn't apply for what the things that I'm doing. I want to demonstrate with actual numbers and tests. I want to show you the things I have done. Everything that I have done in this property, I want to show you experiments, what I have done and how it works. And I want to show you my step-by-step, which I'm replicating on a larger project, and which I have done in Bansko as well. I ranked the property in the first 3 months on the top 1% of Bansko. Many of you that are in Bansko know that Bansko has a lot of competition in apartments, so you can actually apply this on apartments as well. It doesn't have to be an off-grid cabin. Traditional real estate says you need a prime location. You need to be in the city center, you need a standing desk, high-speed Wi-Fi, you know, the things that we all know about. But then you see someone like Marriott who acquires postcard cabins, which is 1,200 cabins across the States. Why, right? There must be something there. And that something is what I'm actually exploiting, what I'm actually doing. So the average occupancy rate in a city center apartment is 50 to 65%. The average daily rate is 55 euro. So the assumption is that people pay for, you know, convenience. My experience, 97% occupancy rate, average daily rate 75 euro a night, and the return investment 6 to 9 months, which, you know, is cheap land, it's just wood, it's not a lot of expenses. This is one of my experiments. So a traditional listing will say high-speed Wi-Fi, central location, standing desk, blah, blah, blah. Try that, didn't really work. I mean, people didn't really read the whole listing. They just check it out, okay, cool, I'll book it. What I did is, I'm going to read some paragraphs from my listing. You should not book this cabin. Seriously, don't. It's in the middle of nowhere. The road, it's a rough 2-mile trail, no electricity, barely any phone reception, completely off-grid. Still there, if you're up for an adventure, this might be for you. What we saw is a lot of people read the whole description. They started to interact with it, and people wanted to prove how capable they were to come to my property. For real, there were people sending me the weirdest messages. Like, I have not used a real toilet in 3 months. I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, we doubled in bookings. The second one, and this is a challenging one, is the road perception. There's a bunch of bad roads in Bulgaria, a lot of them. I mean, almost any road. But our road is really bad. It's very, very bad. So this was an issue of the property. So I thought, how can we increase the bookings again? So I got a jeep, got a guy to drive them, so the whole situation was controlled. You hop in the jeep in the town, they bring you there. Saw a couple of reviews. Hey, cool, it was easy to get there, but this sense of adventure was gone. It was just ease, you know, traditional real estate. So what we did is we changed the perception of the road. Now, it's not just a road, it's part of the experience. You are coming here because you want to explore this road. You get a map, you get some certain cool points, and social media exploded. People sending me videos from the bumpy road. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is the best experience in this year. I didn't change the road. I didn't add anything to the property. Just changed the perception of the road. We integrated it, we embraced it, we prepared people for it. This is something that you can do, any of you can do, with the weakest point in your property, with the weakest point in your startup, with the weakest point in whatever you are doing. Because we did this. We are a small hosting company before, and we embraced that. You know, people wanted to go with the bigger players. We said, no, we're small, and we are personal. I did the same with the road. I integrated the bad thing into a good thing. So this is the method. Pre-booking orientation, excitement, arrival, stay, activities, exploration, departure, reflection, and sharing. If you copy-paste this, you put it in any property, I can guarantee you, you will have a positive outcome. Because I have experienced this in many properties and it works. So, pre-booking orientation, shaping their vision before they even book. We don't sanitize the pictures. We reshare content from previous guests, rough as it is. It's wild, it's real. But you create an image of what you're expecting. It's something they know what they're gonna see in the property. Excitement. So, set mental anchors, establish key themes and cue anticipations. A lot of people here with real estate, you know it's very difficult with cancellations. You get a bunch of cancellations. Even if your average occupancy rate is high, at the end people tend to, you know, new things come, Nomad Fest happens, so let's go to Nomad Fest instead of this cool place in the forest. When you set mental anchors for people, they're already imagining themselves, oh, I want to go and try this fireplace, or I want to, you know, go to this place, and there is some pictures of this place. Themes, I want to buy these hiking boots because I want to hike there, you know, I got this sombrero. I imagine myself already wearing those clothes. And anticipation, I want to see that road. I want to see what is happening there. So it becomes very difficult for people to cancel the trip that they have. We almost have 0 cancellations. Something extreme happens and someone doesn't get a visa or an accident, but it's very rare for people to cancel the trip to the cabin. Keep it simple, human, low tech, no technology, all that stuff doesn't work very well. Simple kilo, simple stuff, that's the best. Everything in the cabin is very simple, but it's also very human, so that helps. And of course, have you stay there yourself, you know, go to the property, go to the place, go to the project, embrace it, feel it, see how it goes. If you think that waking up on the left side of the house is better, move the bed. You know, this type of things, you're creating a human experience that you're sharing with other people. And this is what people want to pay for a human experience. Activities and exploration. This is incredible, because a massive upsell opportunity is there. I did the same in an apartment in Bansko, because you can say, okay, it's easy in an off-grid place to have horse riding, ATVs, all that stuff. But an apartment in Bansko, we actually listed a bunch of activities that people could do in Bansko that me as a person that lives here know, and I shared them in a way of, hey, would you like to do this on Friday, or would you like to do this on Saturday? Did you check this out? You get people booking for longer time. They come for skiing, but maybe Jazz Fest is around the corner, so they stay longer. You can create connections and partnerships with local people and get a share of whatever is happening. So it's a massive upsell opportunity. A lot of real estate leave behind. Even Airbnb now changed their entire algorithm to services because there is a lot of income that people are letting behind. This is an example of our new project. As you can see, you see the price of accommodation, but then there is the services. So it makes a lot of sense. If we left that behind, it's a chunk of money that you're leaving behind. It's a chunk of happiness for the people. It's exploration, it's adventure. So, the departure. A lot of people don't even bother to send a message to their guests. How was it? No, it's done. The whole business, the transition is done. You go home and that's it. I think that departure is the most important part of this whole. You can always fix it. Even if it was a bad experience, you can always make sure that the narrative is still in your hands. So if you don't do anything with the departure, I spend the most time in the departure of the property. When are you leaving? Do you need me to be around? Is it, did you have fun? What went wrong? Can you share with me something that you did there? I always like to know how was the experience, if you did something fun. The whole story starts to happen and then it's amazing because they create this entire idea of how it was, and that is what you want to create. You want to fix it before they leave. Post-stay, this is out of hands, but you want to make sure that your place looks good for taking pictures, for sharing. You want to make it shareable. The cabin is not very high tech, but it definitely have a lot of picture-worthy moments. And we also create those moments. We ask influencers to come around and they make them and then we improve them and we make them shareable. Funding and scaling. Some people might say, okay, but how do you get a project like this? How do you pay for something like that? I believe that it's important to have the funds to start it, at least get the land, be able to start the project. It's not good if you're going to start a project like this without any funds. It takes a lot of courage as well because these are off-grid locations. A lot of people will say it is a waste of money because it goes against the traditional knowledge. So get some money yourself, make sure you have some funds, and after that, fractionalize your project. What do I mean with fractionalize your project? You have a lot of things happening when a guest comes to you. There's a lot of revenue happening. There's a lot of income streams happening. This is also some knowledge from the hosting world, It's a data center, we fractionalize everything and we sell servers, VoIP, hosting, email. It's all the same. It's all just a computer that is on. You fractionalize every part of that and you create different income streams. The same can happen in real estate. Just break it down in a lot of pieces and see who is willing to give you money for one of those pieces. This is an example of the Valley. So this is the new project we're working on. It's 13 A-frames. So what we're doing here, the project is paid. It's done, it's ready, we're building. But we do still want to generate some funds and get some investors in. So we fractionalize income from every cabin. There is 13 of them. You buy a ticket, you buy an entrance, you buy a part of the income, same as hosting. You're buying a part of the server for you to use it, and you get paid directly from Airbnb. How does it work? Airbnb gives you a co-hosting status. You don't have to work with any sending money to people or anything. Co-hosting is a feature on Airbnb. So people get paid directly from it. But you're fractionalizing your income. You're fractionalizing the future of whatever project you have. And this is how I think this type of project can be funded. Just fractionalize it. Think of a smart ways. You can even fractionalize the activities. You can fractionalize You know, if you're a chef, you can come to my property, you can do events, you can do whatever. You have to be very creative with this one. Thank you so much for your time, and this was my presentation.